Welcome back to Factorio on the September community map. So with the rocket launch, I'm going to try and probably start by fixing the catastrophe, which is circuits, at least get that into a happy situation. I would normally go on to modules and beacons, but they use up so many circuits to actually make the modules that this just isn't worth even trying right now. So I probably start with green circuits, then do red circuits, then processing units. And I think the solution is going to be to find some space elsewhere that's not here to do it. So if I take this as like a guide to see how much space I need. Got the copper over there, so let's have a look here. So this could be good for... That's quite a lot of space there, that could work. Not quite so much space there. Green circuits uses less space, so maybe I'll put green circuits there. Red circuits there. And processing units don't take up much space at all, they just use a lot of throughput. So I just need station, so there, something like that. So let's go take a look. There's a bit of a cliff there, but like I said, red circuits, that's a complete pain. I want this like big thing. But green circuits, I think I can build around stuff more easily. So looking at what I have got here, let's see what I can do. So this I copied from the base, is basically the amount of space needed for 4 wagons and a locomotive. Trains are going to come in this way. So, kind of unfortunate that cliff is exactly there, but I'm not going to demolish it. I'm going to see if I can work around that. The thing I don't want to mess up with those signals either, if I came down there there'd be even less signals. So what would happen if I wanted to have that there? It's going to be way too far over, isn't it? I'm not going to get 4 platforms in. Now I could go down and come off of there instead to get that. And let's just turn those off so I can plan. Tight, but it could fit. As long as I can get that in there without hitting the cliff. Where would I put other platforms though? They'd have to be built on the diagonal because I can't come straight down there. I'm going to go into that cliff. Alternatively, I could move it all over to the right a little bit, do that. Maybe offset could have advantages though, so that's going to have, yeah, that kind of inserters and stuff at the top. This one would have to be at the bottom, so let's leave that plenty of space. And then like that. Now, because that's sort of diagonal there, this has to be on diagonal too, because each one of these finishes a bit further to the right. So if I back that out, it's kind of slightly in the way right now. Let's put it there. I think those signals are in the way as well, unfortunately. Anywhere else I can go that... It's looking like no, isn't it? Well, I can do that. Just have extra ones. So that's going to carry on down. So that link up with there and there. Get these trees out the way. Question then is, can I actually put a signal there? No. Doesn't work, you can't put the signal where you need one. So, good job I prototyped it without building it. Let's just cancel all that, try saying cows. So if there was to be a track here, because that is as far left as I can go without hitting stuff, then that means the corner has to be, come on, about there, there, and then that could work because that does fit more nicely. And in fact, I can actually get the, yeah, I can go in there. This could have been a little bit further northwards then. I think it could have gone there. That turn around there. And then again, 3 tiles left. Well, I can actually do it the other way around. I want the 2... Yeah, let's do that. I think that's going to be more compact. So I have the one over there and then the 2 here. Maybe I'll do like loading, unloading, unloading. So for green circuits, you have the... And what do you have? You have the copper and the iron, and then the circuits are the result. So that will be there. Those then both just come out over there, nice and simply. Get all this built, get these trees cleared. And do something better here then, so instead of doing this, I could do... Actually, I don't even know why I connected that one. This is output, outbound. So if outbound, it will just be that, have a Y split there. Like so. That should be perfect, and then I'll copy the unloading I've already got, so I'll be unloading, unloading, loading. So I got the stations built, so one minor deviation from the original plan. This needed to be 8 tile spacing instead of 6 tiles because I needed to fit this in. Because if I do go to 4 wagons, I will have 4 belts, not 2 belts. So an extra 2 tiles was needed. So I moved that down. Otherwise it's all good, so I've got the output there. So this is going to be simply the green circuits pickup. Probably won't have too many of those, but I might as well give it a name anyway. And these will be the unloading ones. Now, the problem it's going to have is, let's say I do copper on top. I think I'll do copper on top, we'll maybe change it later. If I put the train limit on, right, problem is I've got this one train, so I've got 2 things. If I do train limit 1 and 1, this is going to end up sitting there. So what I need to do for both stations, I think, is if I connect all these boxes up, like so, this circuit wire is going to read the total amount of contents in the boxes. If I then make a decider, which I should have probably made in advance, but I just made it now. So we're going to have one decider, might as well go there, I guess. So that decider can join up to that. And what I want is for, whether its input is, we're going to put output of 1 on L for train limit, that's the default. So I want to have, I think one wagon holds 2,000, so let's say I'm going to place that to 100, so it'll be 4,000. So if there is less than 4,000 total between all of these, so less than 1 wagon's worth, output of 1, then I can link that to the train station and say set train limit. So if I do this with every stop, then the train is only going to come when it can unload fully, because there's more than enough capacity in these to fully unload 1 wagon, or 2 wagons rather. So then this train will come, will load, unload, disable this, and then when it goes back and refills, it should go to the next stop. And if I have multiple trains, so I had 2 or 3 trains on this, or I had copper here, copper here, copper here, it should just distribute itself nicely. The only time this becomes a real problem is when the distance from, like, say it was over here, to get from here to here, it might run out of copper before it even gets there, and then you have to just be a little bit more clever. If you have distribution points, or you have a larger buffer, so there's always enough time for the train to travel. And then the exact same thing with the iron. Circuit's not going to do that, just going to keep filling these up because this is the pickup site. Oh, just a clarification, I did this wrong. This should have been everything to make it work on the default thing. And the reason I'm doing everything and not just picking the thing is so that I can use the same addition on different resources. So copper and iron, I just copy pasted that. I could have of course set this to copper and this to iron. Another hopefully minor change to work out. So the copper is over there, the circuits are down here. I do need the copper for the circuit. So I'm just going to work on making this, and I think the easiest way is going to be just to do that. Can I put a change signal there? Yep, I can. I mean, if I need to worry is there might be a shorter distance than I should do, but I don't think that it's not a loop, so I don't think that over bottleneck, it'll just delay stuff. That signal is too close to the junction, so just move it out a bit. And that simply goes along there, so again, actually I can't put the signal there. Interesting. This is where having them slightly further apart is actually useful. And that would be the solution to this, I believe. So if this was to be there instead, solve the problem. Yep, now the signal fits. So that goes there, 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 and there, and everything is happy. Of course, the other important thing is I do need to do the same thing here as I did with the other ones, otherwise the trains will just keep coming here anyway. So link all those up, and I can just copy paste. Actually, let's just make 2 first because they're not on the network. But yeah, just copy paste basically that decider because that's the important bit. Because it can go there, and same for the copper. So up there. Join that up to the train stopper. One out of cable. No one's blind. So join it up. join that up, and this already has the thing, so this just needs to be set to set train limit. So you can see this one now, it says 1/none because the copper train keeps coming here. So if I send this away again, this will now say 0. And this copper train, if I watch it, should go down there next time. Not got radar coverage, but let's see where it goes, unless it's gone down there. And you can see it actually shows on the map when they're coming, so that's nice. So you can see it's at capacity 1/1. We'll unload. This should change to 1/none as soon as this has loaded up enough stuff. Although given that this is going to run at capacity until it's kind of filled this up, it might actually unload them quickly enough. It never gets that condition. It needs to get to 4k, it's currently at 1k. Yeah, I don't think it's going to get there this time, but that's fine. The train can do multiple trips. And this is where I might need now even more trains, or maybe I should just go to 4 wagons. Going to 4 wagons is tempting because it's more of a long-term approach. Actually did manage to get there due to the difference in the inserter speeds, and now it says 1/0. So if this train was, if there's another train to be departing here just after this train departs, it will then go to the other train stop, and they'll balance themselves out quite nicely. It's not really balanced, I suppose. I think they go to the nearest, maybe. I'm not sure. Don't rely on this balance limited resources. It just stops things. This just keeps the trains going everywhere, but doesn't necessarily balance them fairly. Also, actually, considering how many circuits I built, I do need 4 wagons, or at least 2 stations, because do I build the station with insertion on one side, it can't unload 4 belts worth, and it needs more than 2 belts worth. You can see it's just not quite getting through to the far side. I don't ever mention this. This is just a copy paste from the other base. There's nothing really interesting here. I upgraded the belts too fast, and your standard 4-to-4 splitters. So in. The main point I've got here is if I want to expand this some more. Technically, if these were all packed, this is not the correct ratio for 4 packed fast belts of copper, because it's only 2 belts of iron. I think it's 4 and 3 or something is the ratio. So if I did want to extend this, I would have to think about exactly how to do that a little bit. But this should be a lot more, well, it already is a lot more circuits I was making anyway, so it should be good enough. Speaking of resources that are lacking, I think I do need to upgrade the iron before the copper, because while I was supplying that, this is what I say about it being not fair necessarily, this is completely dried up of iron here. So the iron's made over there, and I never actually built this whole thing, so I'm just going to make this into fast belt, build the rest of those. Do I need more steel? Let's see if I need more steel while I'm at it. 10 minutes, 1 hour. Yeah, I've been using steel at pretty much capacity for a long time. So I'll build the rest of that steel as well. That just continues over there. Is that a fast belt? I think that's a fast belt once I've upgraded it. And then this will be fast belt, and these will be more furnaces too. And I think I will go. I didn't actually leave space at the station, did I? That might be a mistake. I have to rebuild this. I think I want to go to 4 wagons. Might have to rebuild that in a moment. So I got the extra miners built. That's not really very exciting because it's just copying what I've already got. The problem I've got is, you see, these aren't full belts. And I've also got some extra belts over there. But I've only got 4 things here, and I don't have like a good 8-to-4 balancer design in mind. So I'm thinking as a maybe kind of a lazy solution is, if I just put like there, but then I put input quality on the left, and then I could bring in the extra ore from there into there. And if I copy this along each one, like so, with a splitter, I guess. I think like that should work. But maybe I should offset those as well. Maybe I should actually put those in the right place. That would even help more. So let's see where this ends up. If I just take one of those. Oh, I really should do something about refueling the trains. I'll do that in a moment. The point is, because I'm using electric furnaces, normally I'd have coal where my furnaces are, but today I don't. At least at this stage of the game. And I'm still dealing with other stuff, like I want to set up refueling like as a network thing, but going to be a moment, especially when you've got trains going from like there to there, so I don't even necessarily go there very often. So just refueling there wouldn't actually necessarily solve the problem fully. I do need to now bring fuel out to the outposts. Of course, second issue is because these are now backing up because I've not built like more stuff over to the left. This will back up anyway, so I don't necessarily know for sure how it's working. But if I can get at least 2 in, like if I do, let's just put that there for now. I think if I do that, given the number of mines I had, I think this will be 4 full belts at the moment. And then that's some extra to do with later as some of these slow down or... No, even though I get express belts, like it's building more furnaces, there's not really space for them. There's lots of complexities here. But I do need to upgrade this other stuff. Well, I suppose having said that, for the time being, they'll probably come here every once in a while. It does take a train a long time to use up its fuel, so if I put... I also use rocket fuel at the moment because you get the extra 50% top speed and acceleration, which is nice. So if I just put that there, logistics storage, why is this not working? Oh, because all the bots are busy taking care of this. Well, they'll get around to it in a moment. So yeah, they'll probably come here every now and then, so I might as well put these down and then hopefully I'll get supply before they run out. So I know I said about doing 4 wagons, but thinking about it, to do 4 wagons I kind of want 4 belts, but because I'm doing the steel here as well, at the moment I don't actually have 4 belts. Now, like I said, I have got this complexity here. I'm not quite sure what to do with this extra ore, because that layout's not perfect. But that's a good reason normally I do furnaces and mines separate, because it just delinks that ratio, and then as the mines run out, or as you do productivity research, whatever, it doesn't matter if a set of furnaces is half a mine, 3/4 of a mine, 2.5 mines. It will basically balance itself out as needed. So I might still do that if I expand the furnaces, maybe I get express belts or something. Put the furnaces somewhere else and let the trains balance the ore. Or I could just keep doing this and just accept that basically I'm not going to have a situation where all the furnaces run and all the mines run. These also had a lot of backfill to get rid of, but they should get rid of it slowly. You can see where the belt's been upgraded. So this one's emptying out slowly, this one's almost emptied out. These ones emptied out completely, so has an issue with the belt capacity because I'm running pretty much near the possible belt capacity, but once that backfill has gone, I think it will work at full speed. Now I thought I still actually should be, so did I get something wrong here? Oh, I think my circuit condition, I need to do something more intelligent. So the problem is you get little groups, and those little groups will trigger these circuits, but it's not actually backed up. Now what I could do is, if I did that, then that should be 8, 16, 24. So I change that to 24. This will require all 3 of these to be backed up, and it's less likely that a little group like, say, that merging with that will block all 3 at the same time. But if it has truly backed up, it then should trigger. So moving on with the circuits thing, going to need gas for circuits, so I think I've got space there. If I move that over a bit, so this is going to be the same as this, so a couple of tanks, maybe 4 tanks, probably don't need that many. It's going to load into that, put a signal there so it can split, and I hope that fits. Oh yeah, if that's further to the east, then that will be fine. Outbound signals can go there and there. And then just link it up to the gas pipe. And that will be gas for the plastic. I've got the coal already there. I just need to do the same thing here with the coal and the conditions. But that shouldn't be a problem. And then, except I'm full of stuff, let's find something I don't need. And then find something to build out. I think I said I'd build there, because that looks like quite a good space for red circuits. So those are just rocks, that's an actual cliff. I'm thinking, given the train stop size, maybe I put all the train stops here. And then I can put all the circuits there. I'll have loads of space, so that should be good. So if I have that, I'm just going to check what the turning circle is going to be, which will be that circle. If I say there, so that would be the bottom one, I guess. Have inserters at the bottom, inserters at the top. Let's just check the resource, think about the resources. So I'm going to need coal and oil for the plastic. Might as well I think I'll make the plastic on site. I'll figure out the ratio in a moment. Then I'm going to need copper and electronic circuits. So that's going to be what, 1, 2, 4. I'm not sure how much space I want to leave. I'll move these as I need to. Yeah, so that'll be plastic output. That'll be plastic input. That'll be circuits and copper input for the advanced circuits or wet circuits, and then one more for the circuits output. And then the only question is how to link it up onto this. I don't really want to have like many branch lines off of this if I can avoid it. But yeah, turning circle doesn't work, does it? Does that one work? No, it ends up being that annoying distance there. I can't really go much further south, and if I start going southeast, I just end up like, because that's southeast as well, you don't change the actual geometry between that and that, you're just moving further down there. So that is a bit of an issue. Especially if I know already this might need to be further up anyway. What I could do is offset it all. So if this was to be further up, think about, I don't care about the big rock, just build over it. I think about there, then obviously this can go like this. What that means, if I forget about all that for a moment, and just look at if I was coming down here for these, what would the minimum turn be? It's only actually one tile too far, which is a bit annoying by itself. So that'd be there. And yeah, then it can turn straight in. It can come down, turn straight in, turn straight in. That should work. Like I said, these can then move over there anyway. So what's that? Is that 8? We'll assume that for the moment. So it comes down. Nope, one too many. Comes down to there. Then you've got 1 and 2. Then it comes down, and this is going to be the tricky one, I guess, because of that. But let's see if I can make this work. Actually, oil is definitely only going to be like 4 wagons of gas is ridiculous, so that's never going to be more than 2. And possibly even for circuits, because whenever circuits stack to 200, or at least the red and the green ones do, 200 of each is kind of ridiculous. If you have like many wagons, it takes hours to fill them unless you have beacons, which I don't yet. So then I can always have those be the shorter ones. That is a possibility. If I miss that cliff as close as I can, it's there. So then they can merge in there. This I think was already long enough, so that can go up. And if I've got this correct, let's see. No. Well, we can go there. So we'll do that. Go there and there, then I can... Well, that should be simple then actually, because then that will be like that. I kind of actually like that. It looks a lot nicer than having like lots of circles. So if I can make these be the short ones, that'd be ideal. These might be too close, but given that's a straight turn and that's a straight line, I could just move the whole thing north if I need to as I work this out. In fact, already found the first issue. Really don't like it when I can't put a signal in between. Again, if you can build the tracks wider apart, then it does work easier, but I like this distance, mostly for anesthetic reasons, I suppose. Aesthetic reasons, that's probably the word. Does that work? That does work. And I think that one's slightly longer anyway because of how it's laid out. So if I do that, I'm just going to check I actually can get 4 wagons on this. Because I definitely want 4 for the copper coming up. I can. So the very least I can get 4 for the copper, then 4 for the coal. Yeah, that can go there. That'll be a shorter one. That could be for the coal as well, and that could be a shorter one. So I've got choices there to play with, as well as plenty of spaces here for signals. Then I think I need a signal there. I guess that should be a change signal technically, so it doesn't get stuck across it. And then one on each of the branch lines. It goes like that. You can't put one there on that curve. It's kind of weird where you can put them on curves sometimes. Get that train down there so it's out the way. And then obviously this will be fairly simple because this will just loop around to there. I just need to deal with stuff coming up from there, don't I? So I'll figure that out in a moment. I guess I should have done that to start with. That's a cliff. Have I just messed it up? Absolutely do not want to use cliff explosives, especially over something like that. So let's just delete that out. I go, make that corner a bit sharper, then it misses it. So that works well, and I should be able to go across there. Can I get that signal in? Yes, I can. I think that should have just been a change signal. Then a regular signal. So the outbound trains can go this way or that way. Do I need a signal in between? Don't think I need one there. I think I need one there. Then regular signals there and there for the outbound upwards or northbound. That loop is there. Made a mistake here, I see. Okay, that should be good now. So I've got my stations, I've got loads of building space there. So I need to set these up similar to these ones. Figure out which one's going to be the circuits exactly so it can link up with the northbound train here. Because I will use a train to get from there to there. I think I could belt it, but I think a train will be... I've got the track anyway, might as well be a train basically. And I like trains. So coming on to red circuits, I've copied over the design I had at the main base. What I want to do is I want to change this around so the red circuits come down, so all the inputs and outputs are at the bottom. Now I consider changing the ratio because I believe the correct ratio would be more of these. But that makes it even longer and then it ends up not really fitting at all. Because if I was to build 2 more of those, think about it, it'd be 12 more of those. So I'll be adding that much extra space which just doesn't fit here at all. I don't think it fits that way either because I should just do that. So if it was that, basically it's 35, doesn't fit there, doesn't fit there. I suppose it could have fitted here, maybe, but I think it's fine. I don't think it's the end of the world if you're not using the full capacity of a belt. But getting this down here, so I can underground belt across there because I don't really have a way of getting past all this copper stuff here. That would be there. Don't think I've got a way to get from there to there though. What I might need to do is if I just flip this design, and then that's the output, that can be there, and then if that's the input, that can underground belt. So what does that mean for the designs? So this will then be the copper plates coming in here, which means I think I go like there and there maybe. Let's see if this works out. So the problem here is this one. So it's going to need 2 inserters on each of those to output the copper cable fast enough. Inputs there for copper plate. Do that because I do not want to side load. Don't side load your plate onto your circuits belt, would be bad. Then what does this need? So then this just needs, because you use less copper plates than you do for copper cables, so one of those should be enough. Then I guess that goes like that. Is that the way around? Yeah. So that's like that. Change all of these then, they have to be the opposite way around. So input, output. That has to be the input. Inputs, output. That could be an output. Output. Hopefully they'll go on opposite sides. I don't think I have a better solution to that though. Although, given like the conversion ratio, you can get a lot of, especially like that fast belt, that's a lot of red circuits anyway. So again, this will be the opposite for input. That'll be then output. That'll be input. I'll go that way around. Did I get that right? I think I just messed it up. Yeah, I messed it up. So output, input, output, and input. Now I can repeat that up for the rest of them. Then what I can do with this design, because that's why I changed it like this is now tileable horizontally. So I can come along here and be like, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one, and probably even some more than that. This until I hit that cliff. So I'm going to get all of these built, and then I'll see what to do about the stations. So that is those. I'll fill these in when I've got more inserters and more. What else I need? I'm out of some missions as well. Yep, so I can do that in a bit. Coming on to the oil, I guess I could do the plastic hair, that's kind of out the way. Again, I'll start with the design I had before. In fact, do I have a better one somewhere? I think this one. So we'll start with that. Now, I'm trying to how many. I think it's 10 or... It's either 10 or it's an awkward number per set of these. So I've got 4 sets, so it'll be 4 lots of this. Which is a little bit awkward. Maybe I'll do it in 2 sets. So there'll be 1 there, 2 there, and then I'll extend it down, so... Try and work out exactly where the copy paste point is on this. And I think I failed at picking up the correct place. I want to copy this group of 3 here, that's got some extra stuff on the end, I think. So that's 1. So if that's 6, pretty sure it's 7 or 8. I could do 9 and just be safe, I guess. Did that wrong. It is, that's the correct position. So that gives me 2 of these. And then I'm going to merge those with the green circuits and then do side by side. So that should be fine. Did forget to bring any of these with me though, so I have to go back for that. How many have I got there? 20? Let's just count. 36, that's a lot actually. That's probably way more than I need. So I think that gives me the basic layout. So this one here will probably be the circuits for loading, the red circuits, because that is just there. Now I think this one will be probably the copper circuits then, because that just needs to do with that. Then, yeah, green circuits, because green circuits needs to merge with the plastic. So if we start with, so if I start with this one, it should be relatively simple. I'll probably put a balance or something in there for the different wagons. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. They'll just come across to the each of the copper inputs. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now for circuits I need to combine with plastic with something like that. The problem here is I've kind of got this half and this half, so I think what I'll do is I'll take that and then I'll have the half and half. So I'll figure out the undergrounds in a moment, I guess, but that will go one way. So I might as well move us as far over there as possible, so it'll be near the circuit. So that will go one way, and then that will have to go the other way. Actually, speaking of near the circuits, this might need to be further south, because probably the circuits are going to be those 2, and then the plastic will be the bottom 2. Can't get an underground belt across that gap. If I come down to here, this should be more reasonable to come across there. Circuits unload, come into there. Pretty sure I only have 2 wagons on the circuits, at least anytime soon. That extra one, like I said, that'll have to go across. Maybe I can actually just go up and then across, it'll be maybe tidier. In which case, maybe it'd be better if I did that. And I can put the splitter right up here. Like so. Then yeah, this comes across. And this will be that half one over there. Then I think actually these probably need to be upgraded to the fast belt, so maybe I'll do that in a bit. So, second one there. Then that can be a lot closer, that could be basically there. So third and fourth, so coming up like that. And of course that did hit the that's awkward. Guess I'll move it further left, because that's going to hit the copper line. I think there's maybe a better place in that case. So it comes up, goes in there, comes up, that one goes in there, and then that one goes in there. Should be there actually, that's better. Makes the plastic fairly simple, and I need... What's that going on? They're running out of ammo again, I have to go fix that. Really should get around to putting a train down, but I want to focus on other stuff. Anyway, so plastic will come out. I need to get coal out as well. So if that's that there, I think that might need to be a fast belt for the coal. And then we've got two half things again, so let's call those the halves. That's the full belt. Which we'll need to get past the plastic. So that can go off to the coal station. I'll just copy paste the station signs I've already got, so they're not going to be particularly special. And then plastic and plastic. Which will just go into there. Maybe I could have moved these further over there, but I don't think it matters too much. The belts aren't too long. Plastic doesn't actually use up that much coal. To get 2 red belts of plastic, you only need 1 red belt of coal or 2 yellow belts. So, although yellow belts are cheaper, I think I'm going to go with less belts at this point. So if I just get rid of that, have the red belt there, so it's going to be 1 red belt. That can definitely just be yellow belt. That I think can definitely just be a yellow belt, and then this one will be the red fast belt. And I just need to... I'll still have 4 wagons for coal because it's keeping the same design for the for the trains. I don't want to have different sized trains for the same resource. That would get confusing. But just going to merge them all together, and the train won't come very often. What I do need to do is get past this cliff, which, like, that's quite a long distance. Might have to be there. So merge the coal. Actually, I've got stuff there, so even though this will fit, maybe the coal has to be this one, and then this will be the gas. Either way, getting past the cliff I think has to be somewhere like there. Then that goes to that. So yeah, let me just build these stations, and then I'll see what I've got, because they should be standard designs. Yep, as I thought, I didn't entirely think through the amount of space needed to unload there. But I think I have a solution of going... I guess I'll be there for that. Because I know for sure, like I said, I'm probably never going to have 4 wagons for gas. At least until after beacons, in which case this can all be rebuilt again. But that's what beacons mean. It means rebuild everything with beacons. So, still not quite perfectly straight, is it? Well, that is unfortunate. Well, actually, I know I don't need that much. I'm not going to have a full balance of coal. Because I know I'm only going to have 1 belt of coal. I'm not using a massive amount here. It's not like power or other stuff. So if I come back, I can make that narrower. Like that. Okay, now I can fit the 2 things. Which will be for the gas. So 2 tanks for gas. Which will be plenty. Actually, I've run out of pipe too. Running out of all the things today. And the pumps. So let's see if I can just copy a pump somewhere. I'll do making them later. So gas. This will be unload on the gas. I can put a certain condition on that as well for, say, I guess actually I do want more tanks. I want enough tanks to, same with the things, I want to be able to fully unload the train in one go, and I need a little bit of stockpile. So if I get another one of those, put that somewhere over here. Now this only needs to be connected to 1 tank because these are all kind of balanced anyway. So I can take the thing, and let's go with a totally different number. I'm going to say, so it's going to have 75,000. It's a 25,000 buffer. Divide 25,000 by 3 is what? That's an awkward number to do in my head. 8,000 roughly. So let's go with 6,000 to be safe. Then this will be coal, but like I said, Although I'm doing 4 wagons for coal, I'm just going to merge them straight away. And maybe I can kind of a more compact way of doing this anyway. So essentially, oh, that train stop actually would have worked if that train stop wasn't there. Any good ideas? I guess because I'm not worried about so much throughput, I don't need to have these both sides. So if that comes under there, as long as I do half and half, I think it's okay. Which would be what? I guess you do like 2 in that direction and 2. What would that look like? Yeah, that could work. So then that's 6 and 6. And then that is 6 and 6. Bring that round there. Merge the 2 things together. And then I should have plenty on one belt. And I'm pretty sure I only need 1 fast belt for this whole plastic setup. So that's convenient. Then let's just get the gas out, which is just going to be a nice simple pipeline. Did I link these together? Oh, I did, and I built an inserter over the top. Inserter splitter over the top, so let's just forget that. I'll do it at the bottom instead. So it'll be basically pipes like that. I think I can reach an underground across there. I can. And then that can go there. Link together. I just need to go get the stuff to finish it. Set a train up for the circuit. Oh, it's true, I forgot circuits, they're here. But that'll be simple to do a splitter on, so I just need 1 splitter because it's just 2 to 2, which is the simplest form. Well, would 1 to 1 be simpler? I'm not sure it actually counts as a balance at all. I suppose you do side to side balance then, but then you still need 1 splitter. Anyway, so that's that. Actually, I've got power, so if I bring that down there, I think I can bring the power along there. Actually, since I've got coal here, what I could also do, if I put this here on the coal, like that, load it up, then I can have request boxes to fuel all the trains, because this station actually has coal, which will mean the green circuits should get refueled with coal occasionally, which is good. I don't know why I'm limiting that. I want to put this on. It means I won't get rocket fuel, I suppose, but this will work for the time being. So that one. Where's the other one? Up there. Find somewhere to put a rail port in the middle that covers all of them, like so. And I do need to get some logistics spots. Then let's just grab some from the other network. I'll put them in here. When I get them, I'll have them ready for next time. Well, I messed that up. So here's where the copper plates are supposed to be. Here's where the copper cable is supposed to be. As well as the fact I've left those the wrong way around. I have to fix that. So I've now got a load of copper plates on every one of these in a place they're not supposed to be. So let's try and adjust that quickly. Now I'm going to need to clear out all the copper plates so that I can make space for the copper cable. So one final enhancement, so the green circuits is down there, that's this one. Can I make that loop? I can make that turn there, so that's nice. So now the green circuits, it was going up there trying to find somewhere to turn around and come back. Now I'll be able to go straight there. Got the red circuits there, so that should do for this. Everything I'm going to need for doing the process units to finish off the circuit job is acid. Looks like I can actually replicate that largely here, but I'm going to need to work around a few issues. Firstly, that power pole is in the way, so let's move that. So that gets the chemical plants in. I'm going to have to figure out how to get iron to... Well, that one's got iron there. Figure out how to get iron to there. This is also offset because of this here. You can see I was having trouble getting this pipe around for this last sulfur. But I should be able to link that, so that'll be the water and the gas. Then the acid's going to come there. I just need to get iron over to there, which I guess what I could do, if I do that and then just put that over there. I'm not too worried about the fact this isn't, strictly speaking, keeping it balanced. I think it'll be okay. Hope I have apparently accidentally connected the wrong thing. Let's try that again. So that's acid. Acid will go, should go over to there, where the other acid is. And why are these not actually working? That's 50. These aren't. Oh, I forgot to put it in. So yeah, iron goes there. And that one's waiting for the chemical plant, so that should be fine. So I'm going to get some extra capacity while I was here. And then what I want to do, I think I'm going to have to put it... Where do I want to put this? I'm going to have trouble with stations and fitting enough stations in this area. I see that coming now. Probably space, like... I've actually got quite a bit of space as I move over, but I need to figure out where to do so clever on to make use of it. Especially for loading. Maybe for unloading stations, I could actually put 2 stations here for like unloading potentially. Because now I've got circuit conditions, trains shouldn't be sitting in the... Well, I've not done it for steel yet, but I've got circuit conditions on the iron, copper and the coal, so the trains shouldn't be sat there for a long period of time. They're only going to arrive here when they're actually wanted. But that's not going to apply at all for acid, because this will be the loading station of acid. So that's a tricky bit. But maybe I can go there and try and make this more compact. So I've got that there. It means acid, or at least one station could be all the way over here. And what I could do is use this as a bypass line as well. So if that's an unloading station, it could also be a bypass. What that means is, I'll put it over there. If I come over here to figure out the acid, and I think I can put it on here, it's going to be move. No, but I didn't have enough space. So let's try again. So if that's there, coming there, yep, then this comes here and joins onto that. So what I think that means then is, if I have a station here with 2 wagons, so it'd be like that for say acid, would be my acid station. Instead of doing this and then hitting something else, once this train is finished loading up, it could go onto this track. And trains on this track can go there, and now I've kind of got 2 in the line. And I can still put an unloading station here. Like I said, an unloading station, once the train's not going to sit there forever, then it doesn't matter too much if it's like in front of something else. So I'm getting a little bit more value out of my space. Now this I can't put signals everywhere I maybe want to here, but I think just there and there should be good. Oh, of course there's when the train's waiting. So you've got, that's a separate block. And then like that for those 2 should be fine. And likewise, I was saying, so I can put another station there actually as well, again for unload purpose only. That wouldn't have worked for what I was doing right now because this train's going to be parked there for a while. What I do need to figure out is if I go and get a pump, or say one of those, do need to make this fit somehow. And I'm not going to be able to do a tank straight on there like I normally like to, because it just won't fit. What I can do is, maybe I can put the tanks like that, and then put the pump. I have to press Q again to copy that. And I can put the pump on there. That should be okay. So I think I'll make it slightly slower because there's a pipe segment. But I don't think it'll be a big deal, especially for acid, which is quite slow. In fact, I'm probably going to want 1 wagon for acid because I don't think I need that much for any single purpose. I can't think of anything that uses up a large amount of acid, at least right now. That's not going to quite line up there. Let's go on to there. I can just shift that over somewhere. So that's going to be 1 acid station. So that's going to be another locomotive with another tanker this time. Like so. Oh, and of course power. It is important to power your pumps. So let's put those like that. And big power pole can come across to that actually. Can it not reach across? Okay, well I'll do it that way then. And another loading bay, so it has fuel. What is going on over there? Distracting me. Oh, this is actually getting bigger. I don't think this actually ran out of ammo this time. I think they just killed it. That's a bit annoying. Have to do something about that soon. Maybe it's this space here by the copper, so there's space there for the tracks to come in. Do some stations, and I think there's will be plenty of space to actually do the circuit. No reason to spread out and use all the good spaces up. I've already wasted a lot of space on things that didn't need it. So this would be the inbound track, I guess. To miss cliffs, it needs to go there. And the question is, if I go straight around there, and I need to miss that cliff too, which is there. Do I not have any track with me? No, it's just the robots being annoying. How much space am I leaving myself there? That's the issue, isn't it? Well, I only need one for acid. I probably need one for the actual processing units themselves, because they're pretty expensive and use a relatively small amount of them. So I said that was the processing unit, and it's actually so close. Yeah, that's fine. It was just to try to put it in the wrong direction, kind of confused me. Because then at that point I think I could, yeah, make this a bit wider. So this would be probably a tank here to work out the spacing. See where that ends up being. So it comes down further. Be there. And if this is going to be circuits, that's going to be 2 wagons, I think. So just use that as a guide. It is about that much space. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and another one. So that goes there. And so as long as this can make that turn. Okay, can that make the turn? Let's just check the spacing here. Okay, yeah, it was 1 tile long it needs to be. I thought when I copied that I might have been a little bit longer than it needed to be. So that makes that like that. So basically green and red circuit, sulfur and output. And then this should be plenty of space. So it clears some of that. Going to again just copy these station designs from before. So the next thing being how to get this to work. I don't think this is entirely ideal, but I really actually want a signal there. Do I have a choice in this matter, or am I stuck with it? Let's see. Might actually move these. That hits a cliff. I mean... Oh no, I think that works. That is fine. If I've got that correct on all of them, and I can adjust them all. Might have to move some platforms, so... You can't go straight on there, but... If it can go to there... Since I've got that corner there anyway, the important bit is having a signal. And specifically important that this and this don't interact. Because remember, this is the outbound. So that works fine, I think, because yeah, they don't interact at all. So the fact that these 2 tracks here are essentially 1 signal block doesn't really matter. And that is separate. Can I get this around the corner? Nope. Oh, I might have to go back to how I had it before. Tracks can be a bit tricky sometimes. But I think I'm still okay, actually. I think I was wrong to be concerned before, because even though this is touching, I think it's still technically separate as far as the signals are concerned, which means it won't cause any issues. And again, the fact that this and this are connected doesn't really matter. So now the station's done with a fairly standard layout. I need to do the processing units themselves. And I think what I'm going to do is just basically do a copy paste of the one I did in the main base. Put it down as far southwest as I can, I think. And maybe I can extend it out a bit because I've got the space here. I have to figure out the belt ratios, so I'm just going to do it by look and feel, I guess. If the belt's not fast enough, I'll make it fast belt. If that's not fast enough, I'll make it express belt, and I'll see how that goes. Fairly simple to join all up, so not really much to show here. Possibly I should have built this opposite way around so the processing units were on the left, but other than needing basically have an underground belt to swap that round, pretty straightforward, just taking one belt from red and one belt from green. Well, it looks slightly bad, so I guess another interruption, go rush down there and try and save it. So Sim's actually read past the circuits and to the power plant, so I'm not quite sure what sort of pathing that is. Well, at least not a very big group, so I was able to take that out with the car gun. Damage doesn't look too bad, but definitely expect them to come around this way, so I'm going to have to check how that happened. Quick update on the power plants. So I know this was running a bit low on power. Basically just copied another third here. The only real change here is I think each of these ones here, I think one standard belt of coal can supply 1, 2, 3 things. So before it was supplying 2, I've changed it a little bit. Also some biters got through actually. Now the reason the biters got through is basically I wasn't paying attention, they followed me. So make sure these do stay supplied. Actually the biter attacks are really weird because like they'll follow you like straight past stuff. Like if they were trying to chase you from there to there, they'll go around that way, which is a really long way round. And they'll follow you straight past that, which is kind of weird, but oh well. Actually, doesn't matter anyway. That's just something I was using to dump old resource. I'll figure out what to do with the wood later. Maybe I'll burn it in the main base. But yeah, so 3 things now for each belt. Pretty sure that's enough, and I'm not going to run out of coal because of that. So another quick update. I did extend the copper to 4 because with the main base, the green circuits, the red circuits, and then that feeding into processing units, they weren't getting enough copper with that train. So it's already designed for 4, so it wasn't really much complication. Just copy that to there, join it up to that. Obviously, as well as adding 4 wagons, I had to make sure all the stations had 4, so we're still not necessarily enough. I might need to extend that later. But here's a new train, so extend this one, extend the other one. So it's that one and that one. Red circuits do a little bit better because they use less copper, but green circuits was the issue because green circuits, you need a lot of them for processing units. And so as such with that, I have now got the first processing units flowing. It looks like I have just about got enough belt capacity for that whole row. They are still pretty slow though, so even with basically all of our input, I'm only really expecting like this sort of output. So definitely 1 wagon, it's going to take a long time to fill up even the 1 wagon. But with that I'll be in a position to start worrying about making beacons, modules and tier 3 assembly machines. But this is taking a lot of time to do all these updates. 3 new production areas, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. Plus expansion of the copper, plus expansion of that, plus some defense stuff. A lot of work going on. Did I extend the oil this time? I can't remember if I extended oil this time or last time. But it's going to be a good foundation for next time, so be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll get the modules running.